Ryan from Body Evolution Physical Therapy and Wellness, and welcome to the basement. I didn't expect to be doing videos at all, and here I am. I figured it'd be a good idea to start getting you guys some videos during this chaotic period. I know that a lot of us are having some really heightened stress levels at the moment with the coronavirus that's hitting us globally, and I know some of you are being affected not only just from the fear of this disease that's running rampant, this virus that's running rampant, but also just the fact that some of us are losing our jobs. And we got to fend for ourselves and try to figure out how we're going to survive this thing and how we're going to come out of this on the top. So that's why I'm here. My office is no longer open, so I get to hang out here in the basement and give you guys some tips and information. So I thought my initial thing to do for you guys would go over some breath work techniques, a few little exercises, probably take you through a little short meditation just to help you guys calm that nervous system down. One thing we want to make sure is that we are keeping ourselves as balanced as possible during this time, so we make good decisions and that we can help our families move forward to keep ourselves in a good state of being. So initially what we're going to just work on today is I'm going to take you through just some check-ins with your breathing. Going to take you through a diaphragm exercise to stretch the diaphragm, and then we'll come back to our breathing, work on some diaphragmatic breathing, and then from there we'll go into a light meditation for a few minutes. Hopefully get you guys to get your systems calmed down a little bit. Hope you get some takeaways from today that you can incorporate throughout your day over the next few weeks. If you noticed during this time, if you have gotten a little bit more stressed out, it's not uncommon that your breath rate will start to increase. So you'll notice that your breathing patterns become more shallow and more rapid. That's a common factor when we have a stress response. The cool thing is our breathing is one of the few aspects of our stress response that we have an easier access to consciously control. So, typically throughout the day, you'll notice, well, you won't notice that you're actually breathing, that your breath will constantly change throughout the day, but you don't even have to take note of that. Your body just breathes for you. But it is one thing that we can stop and check in and see how is our breathing, how rapid is our breathing, how shallow is our breathing. So just throughout the day, just take notice of what you're feeling, and we'll bring back that conscious awareness to getting some nice, slower breaths, so that way our nervous system begins to calm down. So I think what we'll do initially is to take you through just feeling where you are with your breath, and then we'll go into a diaphragmatic exercise, and then we'll finish with a meditation. So let me get a little drink of coffee here and get this out of the way, move my chair out of the way. And then we're just going to lie ourselves down into a comfortable position. So whatever that may be for you, I'm just going to lay myself down flat on my back. If you feel like you need to have your feet flat and your knees up, that's fine too. You can do either position. I'll just stay where I am at right now. And then all I'm going to do is just take my hand, either hand, I'm going to put one on the belly and one on the chest. And then we're just going to begin to quiet ourselves down. So I'll give you a minute to get settled in. And as you settle in, all you want to do is just begin to take notice of your breath, how it feels. Then notice your hands. And start to pay attention to, is there a rise of your belly? Is there a rise of your chest? When the breath comes in, does your belly rise first, or does your chest rise first? Do you notice that neither of them rise? That everything feels very still? Does your breathing feel slow, or does it feel rapid? Ideally, a breath would flow into the belly and then into the chest. It's almost simultaneous, but for most of us, we would bring conscious awareness into the belly, then into the chest. Because a lot of us are shallow breathers. We don't take in a nice breath. The inhalation is shallow, often not making itself into the belly. And for those of us that tend to belly breathe, often we don't take it up into the chest. So just pay attention to where your breath is, how rapid, how deep, where does it go? Are you breathing from your nose, or are you breathing from your mouth? And if you could just give the quality of the breath and a judgment on that, what is the quality? So before we go into some diaphragmatic breathing, we're going to stretch the diaphragm first. We're going to do that by coming into the position that I'm in with the feet up onto the ground and the knees bent, with the body relaxed. And then we're going to take our pelvis, and just so you get the feel of this, we're going to allow the pelvis to roll back. We'll begin to feel our sacrum, or the top of our sacrum, create contact on the ground, and our lower back will begin to flatten. You'll feel as you begin to take the back towards the ground that even some of your tummy muscles may begin to tighten. Once you get the feel of that, when we roll the pelvis back and we flatten the back to the ground, we're going to take a breath in through our nose, and it's going to be a really big and strong breath. So taking as much air as you possibly can. After we take that in breath, we're going to maintain the contact with the ground, and then our out breath is going to sound a little bit like this. So similar to like fogging up a mirror, we're going to allow the exhale fully out so that all the breath is out. But what you'll notice is that we actually are incapable of completely breathing out all the air. So when we get to the end point where the breath is all the way out, we're going to wait a little bit, and then we're going to breathe out even more. So we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose while maintaining contact with the ground. Breathing out. You might not want to do this in front of people because you will sound and look very strange. It reminds me a little bit of The Walking Dead. So you sound a little bit like a zombie when you do it, but that's all right. So again, we're going to do probably about 3 reps of that. Now, if you feel like you have that down where you can maintain the back flat to the ground, letting the air in through the nose and then that breath out, all the way exhale, let all the air out, wait, and then exhale even more until the point where you've exhaled as much as you possibly can. You will likely begin to feel some tension in the diaphragm. Based on these breath mechanics, it actually takes your diaphragm and begins to stretch it. Now, if we want a fuller stretch with this, we're going to go into that same position of the back flat, but this time we're going to raise up into a bridge position. And then we'll take the deep breath in, and then we'll exhale. And then once that exhale is fully out, we're still keeping that tilted position with the lumbar spine flexing. We're going to maintain that after the breath is out and then begin to lower ourselves down. Then once you get back down, resume taking a breath. So again, it's an in-breath. It's flattening of the back. And then as we lift up, we want to make sure that we don't lose that position with the pelvis. If we lose it, then just drop down a little bit and see if you can stay at a lower position with your hips, but maintaining that position of your back. And then we would take the breath in through the nose as deeply as possible, and then exhaling out. And then forcing the breath all the way out, holding that, and then forcing the rest out. And then once it's completely out of your system, maintaining the pelvic position and then lowering yourself back down. So we'll do 2 rounds, flattening the back, lifting, breathing in through the nose, exhale, lower. Reposition, lift, inhale, exhale. Lower, and then relax. Now with the bridging or the lifting position, this is a progression from just doing it in this position. So if you don't feel like you can do the bridge position, that's fine. Just keep yourself in this position and do 2 or 3 rounds. If you're able to do the bridge position, then you can do a few rounds, 2 or 3 rounds of the bridge position. And then we're just going to go back to checking in with our breath. And just to notice if there's any change. There may or may not be. But just become aware, has there been a change in your breath? Are you intaking more breath? Is the breath rate slowed down at all? Just notice the quality of it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to begin working on a little bit of diaphragmatic breathing. We're going to use an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. When we inhale, we're going to exaggerate the movement of the abdomen and the chest. So when we take the inhale in, we're going to allow the belly to rise first, and then the chest. And then we'll allow the exhale just to relax. The exhale is going to be actually just really relaxed. So when the exhale goes out, the breath goes out, and then just let everything relax. And we're not going to really worry about the order for this. We're just going to really worry about the in-breath at this point in time. So we're going to focus on an in-breath through the nose, the belly coming first, filling all the way into the chest, and exhale. So nice slow breath in through the nose. It comes into the belly and continues in through the chest, feeling the expansion of the whole abdomen, think like a barrel getting wider and wider. That the front is opening and the sides are opening. And then on our exhale, we just let the breath out. Inhaling through the nose, the belly, the chest, and exhale. Inhaling through the nose, belly, the chest, and then exhale. Inhaling through the nose, belly, chest, then exhale. And then we're just going to add one small component to this. We're going to work on having the in-breath last for 4 seconds. And then we'll hold our breath for 4 seconds. And then we're going to out-breath for 4 seconds. Actually, let's out-breath for 8. A longer exhale is very helpful in relaxing the nervous system. So we're going to breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling belly. 1, 2, through the chest. 3, 4. Holding the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Light exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling in through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can continue on with a few more rounds. Often we only need a few minutes to just lie down and check in with our breath. Take notice. Do a few repetitions of the diaphragm stretch. Again, check in with your breath to see if there's any changes. Sometimes simply just a few rounds of the diaphragm stretch is enough to begin to relax your body and relax the nervous system. And then just take 5 minutes if you have that time just to check in with the breath. Go into just focusing on what you're feeling with the breath as you're doing a 4 count of an inhale, 4 count hold, and 8 count exhale. And just remember, we're going to use the nose to breathe in, and we'll exhale through the mouth. All it really takes is about 5 minutes. But 5 minutes may be enough for you to just break that stressful situation that you're in. This is obviously a time when we may need to take many of these breaks. But I hope that this simple way to check in with your breath and to get the diaphragm a little stretch and take a few minutes just to do some simple abdominal breathing was helpful for you. Plan on giving you some more tips, meditations, exercises, anything else in the future that can help getting you moving, feeling better. And let's get through this whole crazy global pandemic thing that we got going on here. All right, guys, have a great day or evening out of the basement. Time to go get some sunshine.